21 years old, winning his qualifying race at Daytona, almost won the race, settled for 5th. But Jeff has clearly established himself as a leader of the pack when it comes to the chase for Rookie of the Year.
We're all going out there and trying to compete with everybody, not just the other rookies. We all friends, and then when we go to the race cars, we seem like we get real serious.
You know, I think we all have done well in our own right, so there's a chance for us to showcase it.
Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and Kenny Wallace are considered the cream of the crop of the Winston Cup class of '93. And each comes to the series with impressive credentials earned in the Busch Grand National Series. Labonte, the 1991 Busch titleist, narrowly missed a repeat crown last year. And battling with him during both championship chases was Wallace. Less consistent, but more spectacular was young Mr. Gordon, who captured 11 poles during 1992 and scored 3 wins. All 3 drivers acknowledged the benefit of the Busch Series.
That's what's so nice about the Busch Grand National Series is that we go to so many of the racetracks. We run with a lot of the Winston Cup competitors. It's a true stepping stone to Winston Cup, and I would have never been where I am today without that experience.
In their first season, each of the rookie contenders will benefit by racing on teams with quality equipment and personnel. As part of the 3-car Rick Hendricks operation, Jeff will have guidance from teammates Ken Schrader and Ricky Rudd, while Kenny will race under the banners of Felix Sabates' Sapco outfit, with former Darrell Walter crew chief Jeff Hammond calling the shots. For Bobby, his pairing with car owner Bill Davis, also a graduate of the Busch Series, will include veteran crew chief Tim Brewer. But despite the fact that each rookie has race-winning potential, they claim their emphasis will be on learning.
We got a lot of good people, good crew, you know, good motors, you know, everything it takes. But we just don't have the laps and the experience. So if we can get that and then start worrying about top 15s, top 10s, top 5s, and that #1 spot, I think our goals are just they're gonna change as the year goes on.
I'm out there to learn to race the people like Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace. I can't worry about 2 other people in this rookie race. And, you know, when we get about 3/4 way through the season, we'll take a look at this deal and see what's going on.
Well, we're just gonna go out there and run every race. Just like I have the past 3 years. Just try to do as good as we can, learn as much as we can, and go to the next race.
Well, thanks, Neil Bonnet. Looks like Bobby Labonte's doing just that. He had a top 20 finish at Daytona. He's in the 12th row for today's race at Rockingham. As for Kenny Wallace, he broke a valve spring at Daytona, finished 23rd, and he'll start in the 16th row today. But importantly, both drivers finished on their starting positions ahead of where they started. And all 3 rookies finished ahead of top names such as Kulwicki, Allison, Rudd, Elliott, and Wallace.
And finally, former Chief Wrench for Harry Yent, Andy Petree seized an unexpected opportunity to move to Richard Childress Racing's Dale Earnhardt car when Kirk Shelmerdine left the #3 car to pursue his own racing career.
I want to be on a championship winning team. I mean, that's my goal from the start, and that's, you know, I've gotten close and haven't been there, but I think that this team and crew, everybody, I think we're going to get there.
Andy Petree's got in there, and he's got the car to work. We've been trying to work ahead and try to get ahead on some of the stuff, and that's what it takes to win a championship.
Well, the sum total of this equation is that Leo Jackson is left without a crew chief. He's been doing double duty as car owner and a crew chief, and how long are you going to keep that up?
Well, we're trying to bring Charlie Presley along, you know, and if things work out, we'll name him crew chief pretty soon.
Has it been tougher on you having to pull double duty, Leo, particularly this week?
Well, it has, because, you know, we had to change from Oldsmobile to Chevrolet, and we don't have it about half of our cars built, and it's been a little tough, yeah.
Okay, best of luck to you today.
Kyle Petty up to 9th. He's underneath Derek Cole. That car outside of Petty, the new Bojangles colors for the Cale Yarborough team. That number 98 is new. They've got a value menu at 98 cents. Cale said in the press conference yesterday he'd do anything to get this team a big sponsor, but he said he would only wear the chicken suit every other race. Shades of Stroker 8.
Mike, a pretty good indication of what those tires did a while ago. We saw Ernie Irvin be the first with the fast cars come in, change those tires, and by doing that, now after everybody pitted, he's leading the race. But he's got 20 laps more. He should give it up in a little bit. His car should fade a little bit quicker.
You see Jeff Gordon there fighting with the 4-car. He's doing that to get back in the same lap again, so his car seems to be working quite well right now, but he has no tires on there.
Yeah, let's update. There are 16 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Bodine and Ted Musgrave did not show up on that scoring rundown. So there are 16 cars on the lead lap. Big passel of cars running behind these two leaders who are pretty much in open field.
Here's Irvin sitting on older tires. Earnhardt's got 20 laps fresher tires on it. Still not able to get around it.
Trying the high side.
One car smoking.
Rick Mast is 14th behind Bill Elliott.
That didn't look like tire smoke, did, but it looked like right out of the center of the car.
Yeah, I don't know what that could have been. It won't be long before we know what it is, though. This racetrack will let you know the problems real fast.
They are 3.5 seconds from being a lap down. Davey Allison coming into that picture. He's the 15th place car. There's Allison, and Jeff Gordon shows up as well, but he is a lap behind them.
You know, I don't know whether that's a tire. I think that looks more like maybe rear end smoke or something, Neil.
I'll tell you what, a lot of these guys are pulling extremely low gears. They got the feel in practice that the pace would fall off tremendous after a few laps, and they allow for that. They put an extremely low gear in it, and it creates a lot of heat in the rear ends.
You see what, Davey did a few minor changes on this car now, and he's able to stay on the bottom. Bill Elliott cannot do this, so he's going backwards now. Look at Jeff Gordon now. You talk about a car that's on the move right now. He may be as fast a car as there is on the racetrack.
He's really biding his time, trying to stay in the bottom, run up off the corner good and straight. The track might come to it, buddy.
Man, what would you give to be 21 years old and have the talent that one young man's got right there?
A lot of talent, and I'm telling you what, they got him some good race cars. What a combination. There's a lot of good things going to happen.
I'll change that. How'd you like to be 40 and have those cars?
Buddy, I'd like to just be 42 again. Just take them 2 or 3 at a time.
Who wouldn't?
I'd almost like to go back to the day before Darlington and try it again.
Yeah, right. Jeff Gordon moving underneath. I think that's Jerry O'Neill. Nope. Jeff Gordon in on the backside.
This car got hit in the back by the Country Time car going by there. I seen that right on. He nailed him right on the
that's
back end coming
Petree.
out the corner there.
Ed Petree going to the inside wall.
It looked like he had a little bit of help coming up off that corner. You see Jeff Gordon right in the middle of this. The guy's really used his head. As young as he is, concerned with finishing these races.
And having a strong run here today. He is 15th, 1 lap down.
Now Harry's out there, and you don't have to worry about where Earnhardt's at. You watch him leave these guys like they're stopped.
And old Harry says, boy, I don't need any caution.
Well, here's a familiar sight. Jeff Gordon tacked onto the back of Dale Earnhardt. We saw a lot of that 2 weeks ago.
He's having some problems. He's pulled to the inside.
Yeah.
And the leaders are going by. He's having a little bit of trouble.
But he's going to school right now. He's learning what he's going to have to do next time he comes down here as far as getting that car tight enough and the chassis working just right. He's learning. This guy's going to be something when he gets everything. You know, once you have something to go back to, then you have a lot.
I'll tell you what, if you go to school, this guy's going to get double promoted. He's going to make big strides to the front in a hurry. I believe you're right, buddy. Earnhardt, once he got sorted out around the 4 car, he's not gaining any, but he's holding his ground with him a little bit.
He is doing that. That's good to see. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Smoke out of Jeff Gordon's car in turn 1. And the fellow who came in here, the leading Max Race Cars rookie, is now dropping off the pace.
Yeah, he pulled the inside.
.404 laps complete. 88 to go at the Rock. Here's a look at the leaderboard. We'll be right back. TNN Motorsports coverage of the Good Wrench 500 is brought to you by Keystone, Keystone Light, and Keystone Drive. Quali Dallenbach in the Keystone car running in 23rd position, carrying our TNN onboard camera today, as is this man, Rusty Wallace. 17 lead changes among 9 drivers. Average speed, nearly 10 miles an hour off the record. 6 caution flags for 36 laps. And add Jeff Gordon to the cars that are out of this race, and also rookie John Chapman has put his car in the garage as well. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
rookie phenomenon, Jeff Gordon. Jeff, you had a great run going there. What happened?
Well, we sure did. The car was running awful good, and can't say enough for these guys. We just got a lap behind in the pits. We had a problem with the jack, but I think we lost something in the valve train or something. Motor just started losing horsepower, and we would stay with them to the corners. We just couldn't keep up with them down the straightaways. It just got too bad. We had to come in.
Well, I know you got to really feel pleased so far about how things are going.
I can't believe how well things are going. I mean, these guys put a car underneath me today that I felt could win the race, you know, and we got a lap behind, and we were just trying to keep going, and get that lap back sometime today. But just got to thank DuPont and Valvoline. The thing was that awesome. We just had motor problems.
Youthful optimism on the part of Jeff Gordon. He's got a good season to look forward to.
Now look at this for 7th spot. There's Mark Martin in the 6th, and Jeff Gordon is right back in this, looking for a top 10 finish today in that number 24 car.
I think when you put a deal together like this with a Jeff Gordon, everybody says, well, boy, let them stay together a year and they'll be real good. This guy is good right now. We saw that at Daytona. We saw him have a strong run. He had motor problems at Rockingham last week. But the 24 car here, Jeff Gordon, even though he's a rookie, he's up there racing with the veterans, and I wouldn't doubt to think that he's got the possibility of winning a race this year.
Just 115 laps to go, Neil, and they will not be competed by Jimmy Hensley. He's at the STP Pit Center right now. Here's Rick Benjamin.
Neil, Ken, one of the drivers we haven't heard much from in the last hour. This gentleman, young Jeff Gordon, the top rookie contender in the number 24 car, he clipped the wall about 100 laps ago, and now we're told one of his rear fenders is rubbing a tire. So Jeff Gordon not with the strongest of outings here in the late going this afternoon.
Still strong enough to be 9th overall in the field, running just in front of Harry Gant. 10 cars remain in the lead lap, and Gordon up there in that lead lap is looking terrific right now.
Same old place, same old city. What can I do?
Snow? I hated it. How do you fill grandstands when they're covered with snow?
It gave me one chance of being a pole for a solid week. I've never been on pole for a week. It's usually about 6 or 8 hours.
Well,
I hated it because it means that we got to start 35th.
We serve hot food in the cafeteria, and I wish it would snow every week.
Ice. Last week I couldn't salivate because of that weather. It was so cold down here, nobody needed ice.
On my way back to Georgia.
It's no difference to us what the weather is because TNN will be here to bring you NASCAR racing until the snow gets this deep. Weather or not, TNN, the Nashville Network, proudly presents exclusive live coverage of the Motorcraft 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. It's a clear but a bit chilly day here, about 50 degrees here in North Georgia. The teams are back, the fans are back, and TNN is here to bring it all to you live. Hi, everybody, I'm Mike Joy. Last week, this entire part of the country was inundated with the blizzard of '93. The blizzard of the century, they called it here. How bad was it? Let's check with Neil Bonnet.
I'll tell you what, folks, I've always heard of drafting, but not drifting. How's these long handles look with this dress coat, man? Am I right?
Well, here's Neil Bonnet live, and I'll tell you, you look a lot better than you did last week.
Thank you, Mike. I might not have been all right last week, but I'll never complain again about rain or wind around a racetrack. That's the toughest weekend I've ever had. It feels like a heat wave. And speaking of heat, let me show you the hottest shirt in town this week. this thing is out. I survived the blizzard of the Atlanta 500, and I feel like that's about what we did. I was concerned when we got here, Mike, if the racetrack would still be here after what we went through last week, but things are in good shape. Look like got a good race in the way.
Well, it's here under what was all that snow.
Speaking of Jeff Gordon, he has really taken the Winston Cup world by storm, but it was last year here that he won a Busch Grand National race, his first ever on this Atlanta track. Now this year here, he's got 2 top 10 finishes already, 1 top 5, and I'll tell you where he qualified, guys. All the people were talking about him in the garage area. Expect him to be a contender all day long. He's still just 21 years old, and this kid can actually go to victory lane here today.
One of 3 talented rookies in this field, all off the Busch Series that we covered in depth last year. Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Kenny Wallace, Neil arguably, Jeff Gordon quickest out of the box.
Yeah, I think one other thing we're seeing also, we see Jeff Gordon right there with Earnhardt. All the races we've been to before, he says, I'm going to take it easy. I think we see the guys ready to go racing. I think they're going to kind of turn him loose and let him really get after these guys. Chassis adjustment on the 6 car. There they go in the right rear seat, cranking around the right rear of Jeff Gordon. All the cars, even though they're leading the race, they're not hesitating to change the chassis a little bit.
Clock running on Mark Martin, stopped 21.7. Gordon was faster. He came in much later, came out right with him.
Boy, that makes you feel good. A new team being able to get out there with Mark Martin and run along on pit stops like that.
We saw how he might have done it. See, actually, they've rushed him, moved over a car lane, and put some momentum away. Here he goes by right on the outside.
This car looked like it's handling pretty good down the straightaway, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what Hendrick's cars will do that.
Most of them do. The second place changes hands. And the rookie driver, Jeff Gordon, 21 years old, but don't let that statistic fool you. He's been driving and winning races since age 5. First climbed into one of those 1,000-horsepower sprint cars at age 14. Last year, set a record for poles on the Busch Grand National circuit. Now moves into Winston Cup. There's Rusty Wallace in 3rd, right with him.
And when they say he's won races, it wasn't just something that was small race here, small race there. He jumped on the big boys from the day he started racing, and it's really paid off. He's had quite an education. He's using it right now.
Green racetrack, tires biting too good. Cars just wouldn't turn in the corner. They made an adjustment.
Kulwicki and Terry Labonte.
Oh, look at Gordon went up there. Goodness gracious. Gordon was going around the outside, and looked like the Coke car slid up and about carried him in the wall.
Neil almost turned my chair over there. I couldn't believe that. He moved right up in front of Gordon there. I thought we had another caution going on.
You almost turned your chair over? Derek wasn't even close to you. Tense moment there. Gordon kept his foot in it. He's right back up on Rusty Wallace for second place here.
Good Gordon driving deep down in the corner on the outside. You can hold the throttle down a little bit longer on the outside line.
And Gant is away. He has lost, I believe, 2 laps. Rick Mast is back in the race after 39 minutes behind the wall. 53 laps behind the leader.
Gordon did a good job of holding Rusty off once he got under him, when he had to go up high to avoid that car a while ago.
Now they have cleared the lap cars. 2 of them separate those front 3 from 4th place.
Looking through Rusty's car, we see the 24 car. We see the leader right out in front of him, so he's not so far away that they can't reel him in. 24 car might have the ability to do that.
You know, Neil, we're looking at this guy running along here. I don't think the average person realizes this guy is a rookie in this division. He's up here contending for a win in Atlanta. I mean, he's doing things that's never been done before.
Yeah, but I think he's technically a rookie. I don't really consider it. I mean, guys race so much and he's shown the ability to do this. You almost overlook that.
Well, at least he can have his own rental car to bring out the racetrack. Last year he had some ride out here. He couldn't get a rental car from the airport.
And couldn't drink the champagne in victory lane. Now he can. Along with Jimmy Spencer. Martin gets away smartly.
Yeah, it looks like the 24 car, Jeff Gordon, just didn't get up to speed as quickly because Coke car was able to keep up on the get-go there, but 24 car, now he's got to try the same maneuver to go around the 98 this morning. That's probably doing it earlier.
Going the same way on the high side.
One thing about it, it's hard to block him because he uses it to wow it that high.
Here's Rusty. You're riding with Rusty Wallace.
Did you see how deep he got in that corner, Neil? Looked like he picked up 6 car lengths on Rusty going in the corner. I'm telling you, Jeff has really got this thing sailed.
Here comes Jeff Gordon, and he doesn't quite beat Mark Martin out of the pits.
That would have been for the lead after we get ready to restart. Didn't quite do it.
Of course, they've got Kulwicki's car down there at the end of pit road as well. Very close to where his pit is, but I don't think he can get back to it. His crew is right there, only about 50 feet from the car, but they can't. Glenn Jarrett a moment ago caught up with Alan Kulwicki. Here's what Alan told our pit road reporter.
A very disheartened Alan Kulwicki is walking away from his car. He climbed out under his own power. Alan, tough break out there. What exactly happened?
I'm not really sure. Earnhardt and I rubbed on the front straightaway. I don't know if I cut a tire down or what. It's just, I don't know. The thing just got loose and got away from me. I don't know.
Well, you got a really good break there. You made a great move to get that lap back and then had something like this to happen. But you're okay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The car's pretty bad, unfortunately. I hope nobody got hurt there. Somebody ran in the back of me awful hard, and I just hope everybody's okay.
Well, we appreciate you taking time. Better luck next time.
Here are 2 of the 3 rookies in this race. In fact, here's all 3 of them. A lap down, Kenny Wallace and Bobby Labonte, and there's Jeff Gordon, who is up there in 2nd place. I don't think that line Jeff Gordon just took is in Professor Baker's school book for here at Atlanta.
It might be added in there, though. I tell you what, this kid's really giving that thing a ride. The carrot's out there now. Who wants it the most is who's going to win this deal.
Let's see.
There he is. Oh, his car got to pushing on him to wiggle around. He wanted to lead that race. He drove in there so hard it took off on him.
And Rusty took advantage.
But he's not through yet. I'm not sure that he won't be able to come on back up there with it. Rusty did clear the 24 cars.
Around here, you just say the kid. Everybody knows who you're talking about. Jeff Gordon.
You might start calling him the racer.
You bet. Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, I'm in Bobby Labonte's pit. This is Bill Davis, who owns Bobby's National House Sport. Owning a race car is not always what it's cracked up to be. Bill takes an active part in the team. He serves as a jackman. But during the second caution flag when the guys came in, threw this big bandage on it, and the big knocker. I'm not going to touch it. And Bill said if I did, he'd hit me. But you got hit in the head. How did that happen?
I didn't hear you. Sure is hard to get on TV in this garage. We were just on routine stops, and Elton came around with the tires and bumped me in the head. It's okay. It doesn't hurt.
Had to go to the hospital, get a little work done, but...
oh, yeah, they just taped it up.
You're okay to go back to duty now?
Oh, yeah, sure.
But sometimes do you feel like that somebody might do that on purpose?
Yeah, I do. I really think you did. We're going to talk about that for a second.
Okay, Bill Davis, back to duty.
You can't hurt a car owner hitting him in the head.
No, you got to hit him in the wallet. A little duct tape, he'll be good as new. And one of the nicest guys in this sport, Bill and Gail Davis, both take a very active role in running that race team. Driver, freshman Bobby Labonte, former Busch champion. Rusty working the bottom now, but
boy, the 24 car should make such a strong run off the outside of the track.
I thought I almost was going outside the track.
If there's an award for traveling the greatest distance today, he should win that. Jeff Gordon should.
He may be the one car that actually goes 500 miles today. NASCAR measures the track right about where Jeff Gordon is, 15 feet from the outside wall, all the way around. This track is 1.522 miles. He's using all of them. Here's Glenn Jarrett in Jeff Gordon's pit.
Mike, this is Ray Evernham, Jeff Gordon's crew chief, and Ray, Jeff looks like after a long green flag run, the racetrack really comes to him.
Yeah, our car's set up on low fuel and old tires, and we hope that the race stays green, and our guys in the pits are doing a heck of a job keeping them in position, so a lot of people from DuPont here, we just want to get a good finish.
Well, you know, earlier on there was some talk about maybe holding Jeff back, letting him get a little experience, but he loves this place, so he's just giving him free rein today.
There's no such thing as holding Jeff Gordon back. He's pretty wide open all the time, but he drives with a lot of smart and a lot of experience. He's doing a real good job.
Mike Joyce?
Glenn, we got a call from Virginia. Sammy in Virginia Beach wants Ray to tell us how much it costs to put that intricate paint job on that car.
right, we got a call in on our 900 number, Ray. A fan wants to know, how much does it cost for that paint job on that race car?
I guess you'd have to ask the people from DuPont about that, but it takes one man in a spray booth about 8 hours to put it on. So I don't know what the cost is, but it takes a lot of man hours.
I bet he knows, he just doesn't want to tell us.
Folks, let me tell you, when you got a man who works on these cars for 8 hours, you're going to talk about a week's work in a body shop. These guys can get the job done. Every guy on these race teams are specialists of whatever they do. Fabricators, welders, or whatever. And these guys that paint these things, they're masterpieces when they come to... It's a shame sometimes to bring them to the track and look as nice as they do, and some old mean driver rakes up down the side of it when you're not careful. They're not in a hurry to rake up down the side of this one. He's going pretty quick.
There are 5 different day-glow colors on that car. Orange can is an overflow can. When gas starts to come out of that, the tank is full. That was one of our 800 number questions. And now race leader Mark Martin will surrender the lead to Jeff Gordon as he comes down the pit lane. And Rusty Wallace is coming right in with him. Green flag stops at lap 195.
I got a feeling that they need tires worse than they need fuel right now. I think they're going by when the times really drop off, they go in the pit.
Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Mark Martin has brought the Valvoline Ford in. I asked car owner Jack Russ before he brought it in if they needed the chassis adjustment this time. He said, no, chassis is good. We just need size. He's exactly right. 4 tire change, fuel, and he'll be down and away very short. Good pit stop for leader Mark Martin.
Martin away, Rusty Wallace away as well. Derek Cope is on pit road, and Jeff Bodine coming in this lap. Green flag stops continue. Jeff Gordon in front. And he will pit this time after leading a lap here. Morgan Shepherd goes past into the lead for the Wood Brothers.
And we just saw Ray Evernham was talking to him about how good that pit crew has been doing. And I'm telling you, they've been matching Rusty Wallace stop for stop. And Rusty's team has been as good as anyone on the circuit this season. So this pit crew, if they can get him in and out good, he'll be right back up there with them. Well, let's put the pressure on these young guys.
Here's Glenn.
Well, Jeff Gordon brings the DuPont Chevrolet in with that fancy paint job. Again, we're not expecting the chassis adjustment here because, as Ray said, they set this car up to run when it's just about ready for a pit stop. Worn tires and low fuel. The right side tires are off. Running to the left side now. Getting the left side tires on a good pit stop for this young, relatively inexperienced crew. He's down and away. Boy, that's a good stop.
20.4 seconds for 4 tires and fuel under green. Strickland is in the pit lane. Ricky Rudd has just made his stop. Jeff Gordon had a tense moment a lap ago here.
I was watching as he went down the third, fourth turn, and the car just slid right up against the wall. He almost knocked the wall down. He got completely out of the black area he's in right there and was right up in the gray. Just here comes the Sitco car. Morgan Shepherd reeled him in now. Gordon had trouble that time. I'm telling you, just about knocked the wall down. I don't know if he's getting a little more cautious now to reach Morgan Gaines on him.
What do you think, buddy?
Well, what it looked like to me is he's just trying so hard to catch Rusty Wallace that he's just gone wild. You know, he's doing everything he can to go up to the front. And when you're 21 years old, you do things that, you know, look a little weird, but he's doing his job.
Now watch how high the 24 car goes right here. Watch you go down low since I say it, but he's been going right up on the wall. Went in there a little slow. He probably followed Earnhardt in, had to get out of the gas a little bit, getting in the corner.
Wow, he didn't get out of it there.
He's been running right up on the wall. Real Elliott dropping on back. He's had some troubles. Look at that.
Elliott still in the top 10. Earnhardt now 9th. And you're watching the 3rd and 4th place cars. They move past Dale Jarrett. Now Jarrett. There's the interval. 1st to 2nd. Gordon back to Wallace.
You remember a long time ago we were talking about Jeff Gordon running such a high line. Now he's changed and went to the bottom. I think he knows this is his race to win or lose now, and he's got to be hit all the way to the end now. I think that running way up high and all, that's risky business, but now he has the lead. I think he's going to protect himself a little bit.
We asked earlier how much it was. He wins this race, they won't match. No,
55 laps to go. Our pit reporter's checking right now to see who can go the distance. Successful driving career. 280 laps complete. Rusty Wallace closing in a bit of race traffic here. Battle continues. We'll be right back. Gordon had been trying to lap past Jimmy Spencer without success. They radioed into NASCAR. There you see the result. To say we need some help moving this golf car over. NASCAR said, well, you got to catch him first before we can move him over for you to pass him. And here's what happened.
Here they go. They're going down in the first turn. You see the 24 car pulling up behind the 12 with the yellow paint job. Spencer got a little loose. Watch the 24. Hits him right in the rear. Spencer's right up on the wall. Gets straightened out. The 2 car doesn't get by, but we saw in that prior shot that damage to the nose. That's what's going to be so critical.
Oh, there's a lot of drag on the nose of the car. You notice this mass stem part right here. That air is trying to go up under the hood, and it's causing lift and everything else on that car.
Now, it looks easy in slow motion. Let's show you this again in real time.
So they were going to first turn. He drives up behind Spencer. Spencer gets loose.
Wow.
Really, it hits him a hard lick.
Spencer saved it again.
Yep. But it didn't seem to hurt it that bad. But like Buddy said, that little area on the front, they work on these cars for like a 1/16 of an inch gap between the fender, 1/16 of an inch gap between the hood. And that hood is raised up on the nose, and it's like a parachute. But it just doesn't seem to have hurt him that bad.
And remember, this is either the 3rd or 4th fastest track on the circuit after Daytona, Talladega, and perhaps Michigan.
You know, everything he does now, though, will help him later. But you notice that little lip there, it don't seem to be hurting the car, and that's very lucky in his part. He could have cracked the whole nose on the car, and then he'd have real problems.
Morgan Shepherd also picked up 2 seconds on the leader. He is now 9 seconds behind. He's the 3rd place car. See how just the little bit of sand and stuff, not really sand up on the racetrack, but dust, debris, a little bit of tires and stuff, what it does to the front spoiler of that car. All that expensive paint has been literally sandblasted just to braid it off.
What these guys think when they put this stuff that you just can't knock off of there. I mean, I might be saying we're on brand with DuPont, but it's a type of paint
that's DuPont.
It's like used on fighter airplanes and stuff, and it's hard to believe they will blast it off. They just like sandblasting.
Checked with Ray Evernham after that contact between Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Spencer. He said the car is A-OK. It did not cause any problem.
Well, I tell you, they dodged a bullet. When you smack somebody like that, you got hood pins up there. And when you smack into somebody, it can shear that hood pin, and then you definitely have a problem.
Pole sitter Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon running 1-2 here. Jeff ran the fall race here at Atlanta, his only start at this racetrack in a Winston Cup car, finished 31st. He won his first Busch Grand National race of his career at this speedway for Bill Davis. And he's trying to win his first Winston Cup race right here.
Well, I hope he don't give me a heart attack doing it.
You know, we were concerned, didn't damage it, but since he's had that little bit of contact, he's pulled out on Rusty just about the same distance he had before.
Driver in today's field, Dave Marcus, age 52. Dick Trickle is 51. Gordon is by far the youngest. He was 21 years old August 4th. The next youngest driver in the field, next 2 youngest, are Bobby Hillin and Bobby Labonte. They are both 28, 7 years older than the man who's leading this race.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They say years and years of experience make you better. If he hangs around for a while, he's going to be tough.
Oh, he's stretching out the lead a little bit now.
The most prolific rookie to come on this circuit, I believe, since Tim Richmond.
No doubt about that.
Boy, these guys right here biting their fingernails.
Ray Evernham, his crew chief, has won a lot of races in a modified, and he worked for a long time as the shop foreman and crew chief for Jay Signori in the International Race of Champions, so he knows a thing or two about race strategy, and he has really been a calming influence in this young driver's career in both the Busch Grand National car for Bill Davis and in the Winston Cup car. Rusty Wallace, who was already pitted, back up onto the lead lap. They got that hatchet you saw up above Jeff Gordon's pit to help him find his pit. They may have to just change that to a $sign. The hatchet may no longer be appropriate.
Well, the $sign since they hired that young man.
I think so. 15 laps to go.
Boy, they're talking about they're going to make a fuel point. You just can't run it out. I mean, you know you got to stop. You got to make up a decision inside. I guess they're going to go fuel only.
You know, I've been in this spot when I was a young driver, and I'm going to tell you something. That guy right there, you hear about money and this and that. You know what he's interested in? Winning that race. Money means nothing right there. This guy's running, and he's so happy. I tell you, he's excitement to be around. I really have a good time just interviewing him in the pits and stuff. He's an exciting young man, I tell you what.
Goes into a race city, and his favorite pastime has been going to the mall to play video games. Ricky Rudd is in. Fourth place car.
You think he's playing the biggest game of his life today? I'm telling you, get it done.
It's on video, live on TNN.
Well, they'll look at it a few times tonight.
I think so.
Say, boy, was that me.
This is Jeff Gordon's 5th career Winston Cup start.
Now, Neil, how much gas will he need to take on? 3 gallons?
Here, we're fixing to find out. He's coming down pit road right now.
And that, I think, Buddy, is the key to Ray Evernham's strategy. The longer he leaves his driver out there, the less gas they have to take, the less time they have to spend in pit lane.
Mike, what we're going to do here, we're going to keep up with Rusty Wallace. Okay, we're watching a 24. Here's Rusty. He's going through his second turn right now. We're going to see if we can keep up where Rusty's at in the 24. If we can beat him out. Rusty's halfway down the back straightaway right now. Halfway on the back straightaway.
Oh, he's over the line.
No, man, no.
He's over the line.
No. Tell me that didn't happen.
Coasted in just a little too far, and it became a 9.5-second pit stop. Brett Bodine, Michael Waltrip also stopped. Here comes Wallace. Gordon struggling to get back up to speed in turn 2. Wallace is closing. 12 laps to go. When they get to turn 3, will Gordon have the speed to sustain his lead? Wallace flying.
The problem with his tires, he's not going to have the same kind of tires on, even though he's got the lead. He's going to maintain the lead, but can the 2-car run him down with those tires?
And how much gas did they actually get in the car? That's the other thing. Boy, we've got a cliffhanger here.
Morgan Shepherd takes over the lead. Gordon gets back out ahead of Rusty Wallace, but coasting over the line in his pit had to hurt.
It's pretty evident that was the proper call to make.
Yes.
Because even with the problem, look at the big lead he's got with just 11 laps to go. If they hadn't had that problem, it'd been a stint for them to have the race.
They are the 4th and 5th place cars. This man leads. Morgan Shepherd, who but for a cut tire, where would he be in relation to the field? He is the leader. Ernie Irvin is 2nd, and Jeff Bodine is 3rd.
I'll tell you what the Wood Brothers will do. They'll gamble it and go all the way if they possibly can. They'd run out on the white flag lap and not worry about it.
Bodine is in. Gas and go.
Do anything anyhow, so it's just...
Irvin is 2nd.
What's wrong with Gordon?
He's hit the wall. We're told he has bounced off the wall.
Oh. Here he comes in.
He will pit.
Up, tried to pit.
Nope, he'll stay out with so few laps left. Let's have a look and see what happened to Jeff Gordon's car in replay. Left side of your screen.
He's been right up there on the wall. One thing that caused this is the 2-car been gaining and gaining and gaining, and Gordon's trying to do as best as he can driving things to keep that lead, and he just used up the track on the top up there and got up from under.
It's raining. Sprinkles are falling around the race.
Back out. But I'm sure NASCAR is looking at the rain. They just sent 24 out. He was coming up pit road and said, just keep riding, but Mike Calder said.
We're trying to keep this going for 5 more laps. Morgan Shepherd, Ernie Irvin, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon is now 4th. 5th is Ricky Rudd. 6th is Jeff Bodine. 7th is Kyle Petty. What a comeback he's had today from that way back starting spot. And then Brett Bodine, Bill Elliott, and Jimmy Spencer is 10th.
Boy, I bet you right here, the Morgan is rolling out of that throttle. He's nursing that gas down, but you know he doesn't have a whole lot in that car.
You seen Jeff Gordon go a lap down just then. I mean, from hero to out of here. I mean, one little move on a racetrack. That's what we always tell.
He'll still be the top rookie of the day. Stunned by what happened here in the closing laps as Morgan Shepherd goes to victory lane. Here's the order of finish. Shepherd the winner. Irvin, the 2 of them did not stop, did not make a final pit stop, and ended up 1-2. Rusty Wallace was 3rd. Jeff Gordon was 4th. Ricky Rudd, the 5th place finisher. Jeff Bodine was 6th. Kyle Petty, Brett Bodine, Bill Elliott, Jimmy Spencer hung on for a 10th place finish. Dale Earnhardt 11th, the point leader now. Sterling Marlin, Davey Allison, Michael Waltrip, and Kenny Wallace, the second rookie to finish. Then Bobby Hillen, Derek Cope, Bobby Labonte, Harry Gant, and Ted Musgrave, the top 20. Hut Strickland, Jimmy Means, Greg Sachs, Rick Wilson, and Wally Dallenbach. Then Bobby Hamilton, Jimmy Horton, Lake Speed, Ken Schrader, and Rick Mask, 30th. Dale Jarrett, by coming back out, he gained 7 positions, and if he'd stayed in the garage, that's worth 21 points. Mark Martin, Terry Labonte, Dave Marcus, and Darrell Waltrip. In the garage at the end of the race, Alan Kulwicki, Dick Trickle, Joe Ruttman, Phil Parsons, and Bob Shack.
You know, it's a rhythm racetrack. You got to get your rhythm and try to keep it. And if you can do that, you can usually stay at a real consistent speed. Jeff was really doing a good job of running the consistent within 1/10 of a second a lap, and that's what it takes to win, I think.
Well, the Kodak Films Chevrolet has certainly got their rhythm now. They've come on very consistent. Ernie Irvin's going to be a factor for this season. Now let's go to Randy, who's standing by with Jeff Gordon.
Jeff, a fantastic run for you. Disappointed a little bit or happy with where you finished?
Well, there's no way we can be disappointed with a 4th. We found ourselves leading the race and an opportunity to win, and I'm a little bit disappointed myself. We ran good all day long. Guys did a great job in the pits, and I came in for a stop and go there at the end. It was unfortunate we had to make a stop and go, and I slid past the pits. We had to slide the car back, got back out there, then I hit the wall. So it was just one of those days where really everything went great, and then, you know, when the pressure got on there at the end, I guess I choked. But other than that, you know, just an unbelievable day for us.
One other incident that you had up there in turns 3 and 4 with Jimmy Spencer trying to lap him.
Well, you know, I mean, Jimmy was racing the leader just like he should if he's a lap down or possibly going a lap down. And he was holding his own. He wasn't really holding me up. I was just running my own pace. But what happened was he moved up into my line, and the air from my car got him loose, and then I hit him. And, you know, it could have been a bad situation, and that's why you don't really like to run around lap cars. But, you know, I could find myself in the same situation.
Explain to us about the line you were running out there. Did you want to go there, or was that where the car had to go?
Yeah, the car wanted to go there. When we got new tires, the car was pretty loose, and I would run right around the bottom, and the car felt great. As the tires went away, my line kept moving up and up, and really I had a good pace going, and I could really get comfortable with the car in that high line. They would beat me through the middle of the corner, but I'd kill them from the middle off. So, you know, it was an interesting day. We learned a lot, and I'm really happy with the 4th.
Okay, nice job. You moved from 10th to 5th in the points.
And it's his best career Winston Cup finish. Jeff Gordon, who almost won it all here today at Atlanta.